Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. As we mentioned prior to the commercial break, we're going to be joined by Mrs. Kathy Esquivel and Joyce Ellis. They're both from the Welcome Resource Center. And it's a facility in the Lake Independence area as well that deals with people suffering from mental illness. It's a drop-in center that allows them to be able to come in and seek certain assistance and resources and carry on with their day-to-day. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, talk to us. Let's talk about, first talk about what the Resource Center does. I know you deal with at least 394 persons.
500.
Yeah, at 500 already. Talk to us about that. How these persons make that connection with the Resource Center.
Morning, Belize. Morning, participants. I know you're watching because we asked them to be early today so that they could view us and open your eyes. So, how the participant make contact with the center? First of all, on the inception, myself and my assistant, Miss Mariano, went out, walking downtown, telling them about the center, telling them about our opening date. In the initial stage, we had a bus, so we used to pick them up. But we found out that it was costing us too much to pick them up on a daily basis. So we decided that after they have known the route and everything, we left the bus, and for the most part, they're still coming. But like I say, the oldest mean of communication, word of mouth, get around to each other, and they say, you know what, there is this place where we could go and relax, have a plate of food, a change of clothes, and just relax from the element, and also just to be around people who really and truly care for us. Beside that, some of them are rediverted from port because port do breakfast and we do lunch. So they go to port in the morning and then they come to us for the afternoon.
Now, talk to us about that misconception that, you know, only crazy people have mental illness.
Well, it's a very complex issue, and it speaks to the stigma and discrimination and the denial. It used to be for certain physical illnesses, you will have the same thing, like people wouldn't speak about cancer, but now people speak about it and say, I'm getting treatment. And I think mental illness is going the same way. We hope so, and we hope we can lobby for that. That people will say, well, I went to see the psychiatrist, or I went to see the psychologist, and there's no shame in that. Because the statistics show that at some time in our lives, 1 in 4 people will have a mental health issue. Some more serious than others. Some people manage without professional help, but professional help will often speed it. There are some mental illnesses that are very frightening to other people and very frightening to the people who are experiencing them. And they're the ones we tend to see. We don't see the people who are depressed because they stay at home. But we do see people with psychotic illnesses. And I think a lot of us are afraid. Sometimes there is something to be fearful for, but very rarely. And now, even with these serious psychotic illnesses, there are medications that, just like if you have high blood pressure, you can keep it under control. There are medications.
And I believe the Resource Center, aside from providing food, you guys also provide medicine to them?
No, we are not a medical facility. What we do is refer them back to port. We make checks on a daily basis, find out when last Mr. X got his medication, and they will do the check for us, and they say, you know what, we haven't seen him or her for a while. Well, we will say, you know what, they're here at the center, can you come and get them? And we go out, we speak with them, and we say, you know what, port is coming, and we do all that education, the importance of medication and things like that, and they go. Now, for the most part, the ones that are really like erotic at the center, we call the community police. They come, we talk to them, and they take them to port, and they actually bring them back for us. So they, I must say that beside us being there at the center, we also have help from the police from time to time. It's not because the participants are acting up or anything or behaving in a violent way, it's just that we don't have the resources to move them from point A to point B, so we ask the police assistant. And they come, and the interesting thing, Isani and Dwayne, is when I call, they come, and as soon as they come and they return, I would call their superior and say thank you, and he would be like, wow, that's great. Nobody have ever said thank you, but I mean, it's a service that's well needed, and if we want them to continue work for us, then we just have to. All we could say is thank you. We can't really give them anything for.
You've mentioned in speaking with you previously that your interaction with these individuals on a frequent basis allows you to be able to determine when something is not right with them. And that is the prompt for you to make a call and to have the mobile team come in and administer some kind of either intervention or medical care for these individuals.
Yes, that's what we do. Like I say, Isani, in our interview, yes, we have an office, but for us, our office hours start after 9, because on a daily basis, we meet our participants, have short discussion with them, do a feelings check with them, how are you feeling today? And when we do that, we try not to get them to say feeling good or feeling bad. We want other emotions coming out. That would help us to know their triggers. You know what? This person is feeling this way. You know what? He or she needs someone to speak to, or it's almost time for their medication, or something is affecting them that we can't really assist them with. That's the reason. That's when we would call the port to come and help assist us with it.
What drives the motivation behind dealing with this special need group of people, if I may? Simply because there is this stigma that people shun those who we call crazy, or people who are not mentally sound. We look at them a certain kind of way and don't want to have any dealings with them. For you guys who are part of this entire organization and this movement, what drives that motivation?
Well, for me, Isani, from I was a child, I had an uncle who had a mental illness, but he used to do like unusual things like welling bridges with cigarettes and things like that. And for us, we thought it was like a joke, and then he would bring wreaths to the house and these things like that, and we used to take it for a joke. But upon entering teaching and doing life skills and start doing the counseling session, I realized that, you know what, this is not a joke. This person is really ill. And for me, I didn't shun him away. I always, uncle, even if I see him doing something, I would call him and so on. So for me, it was like a personal interest. Now, beside that, I have a foster brother who suffers mental illness, but he's not on the street, he's not on medication, and my mother does things for him, we do things for him. So for me, it's personal, and hence the reason why it comes in quite easy for me to deal with people with mental illness, because I know that it's not all the time they're off, and when they're off, something would trigger it off.
So you must go there?
Well, partly the same. I did also study in that area many years ago when I went to university. I was the main caretaker for a family member with a severe mental illness, so again, on a daily basis. And I'm a part of the Mental Health Association, and what we recognized, we're really proud of the way our medical authorities, they are really moving in the right direction, and they've done a tremendous amount. But what we recognized is that a lot of people need more than medication. They didn't have any social support. So they got their medication, but they had nothing to eat. And so I think we started the Mental Health Association, lobbied, found money, found sponsors to build the center. We hope it serves as a model. We think Belize City is the area of the greatest need, but we know there's need in other places. So it's really a model to show how, as a society, we can deal with those people most in need. And I think the important thing is for all of us to see the humanity in every person. Because I admit some of our participants, they're not cute. So it's not like, I keep saying this, it's not like little babies or puppy dogs. Oh, how cute. A lot of our participants are not cute, but they're human beings. And I think what we have to do is try and reach beyond the things that seem different to find the common humanity.
No, I know you were saying earlier that you're seeing that change from society in terms of that stigma and that discrimination against persons with mental illness. But in terms of dealing with the numbers that you guys have, I know 2014 it was 394, now it's up to over 500. How does the resource center accommodate for all of these persons?
Although we have over 500 registered to the center, we have our main persons who come on a daily basis. It's like an average of between 45 to 50 daily. So we won't have all 500 there at one time. Mind you, if we're having an event, then we'll have the crowd, and then we know to manage the crowd. I mean, the staff is small, it's only 5 of us. So, and it's like a family, it's 5 of us, and the thing is, with our participants, as soon as they see us doing something and they can assist, you don't even have to ask them. It's just so amazing. The meals, someone come with something and everybody come outside, because if it's just something small, everybody want to help you move this thing or put it where it's supposed to be. So I keep saying participants because they are the owners of this center. They help us to keep it clean. And we have them know that, you know what, whatever you do here is appreciated. I was taught this while going to school at UB, that whenever you put a chart in your classroom and the children create it, or an individual create it, they tend to care for it better than if I just bring it and put it there. And so they will say, it's mine. They take care of it. They don't want anybody to destroy it. And that's what I'm getting from the participant.
Is there an aspect of neglect for these persons in terms of their loved ones not caring for them? Well,
you know, let's not cast blame. A lot of these people, that's why we need the social support. We say it's for the homeless and mentally ill. Some of them technically have somewhere to sleep. It might be under a room under a house. It might be, and not all of them sleep on the street. Some of them sleep at the Salvation Army or at some other center. But often they don't have social support. Sometimes it's because their families are dispersed. Sometimes it's because their families are under such extreme pressure from other sources of stress that they just simply can't manage. Often it's because families don't know how to manage. And I have to say, you know, those of us with children often know that other people say our children behave so well, and we can't believe it because they don't behave well at home. And maybe sometimes some of our participants give their family more trouble than they give us. A lot of them, we count substance abuse as a mental health issue, which internationally is recognized. So a lot of them have substance abuse, mostly alcohol problems. But a lot of families do the best they can. And so one of the things we'd like to do is also try to help families be able to give more support. But we're not casting blame. We're saying it's not always easy. And to do that, of course, we need more resources.
Now, on Friday, you guys celebrated your anniversary.
This is a lovely pin that they made for everybody. And I think the participants were involved also in making these anniversary pins.
What were some of the activities you guys held for these people on Friday?
Well, on Friday, we had a karaoke session. We also just have like a interaction session with everybody. Beside the participants coming to the center, they got to interact with the invited guests, the guest speakers, a few of our donors. Well, they're always interacting with the board because when we have meeting, by the time they reach there, everybody has something to say, something to ask. So it's mostly like it was like informal. You could have interact. The participants were able to, if they have a family member that is an adult and they want to bring them over to see how the center goes, they could have also done that.
Just to wrap up to an extent, the way how it works in terms of getting people to be involved, we know that how you guys are located at the corner of Tibruce and Vernon Street, but people, how they can reach out to you guys, you know, if they want to assist, if they, you know, give money to help with the cause.
Okay, for any sort of assistance, you could call us at 202-2511. You could send us an email at mentalhealthresourcecenter@gmail.com. You could visit us at the corner of Vernon and Tibruce. And yes, we're looking for cash donation, but we also want donation in kind in terms of donating your time, half an hour for the day, an hour for the day, just to sit and talk with our participant, talk current event, read a newspaper with them, just chat, ask them how their day is going and things like that. It doesn't have to be monetary, although we are in need of the money, but if we have individual coming in to do that, then we can best use our resources in our office looking for donors.
We also need clothes, because we do a change of clothes, especially men's clothes, because of the nearly 500 participants registered, I think 480, something like that, are men.
Wow.
And this is actually symptomatic that that's why I say families do the best they can. Often these men, for whatever reason, have not built up solid relationships during their life. Whereas women tend to have a closer family relationship. So a lot of the men have no one to turn to for whatever reason, but they don't. So we're in need of all clothing, but especially men's clothing. So if you want to drop it off either at the center or I'm at Price & Company and I act as a transit center. So we also do recycling. We were doing all plastic bottles, but the recycling center, because of international prices, don't take that. But we take Bowen and Bowen, and we take aluminium. And our participants then mash it and crush it and earn a little. It doesn't keep the center going, but it's a little stipend for our participants. We have a commercial laundry. And again, our participants help to fold and whatever. So again, it's not to make money for the center, it's to provide occupation and income for our participants.
Now you guys, I'm not sure if the video has been queued up from our technical end, but you guys have put together a brief documentary highlighting certain aspects of the Welcome Center as well. Can you speak to us a bit about that while the guys prepare to air it?
What happened, the video shows the daily running of the center. It tells of our needs and the support that we want. It also shows our participant in action, the things that they do, what we do at the center. And it also highlights some of the participants who pass through the center on a regular basis.
So, shall we go to the video?
Sounds good.
The Welcome Resource Center opened its doors on July 8, 2013. The center is an NGO that improves the quality of life of the mentally ill, homeless population of Belize City by providing social support, training, and other activities. The center is designed to accommodate a maximum of 150 persons daily and offers the participants a hot lunch, shower, and a change of clothing. Participants are also engaged in leisure and training programs throughout the day and are encouraged to be physically and mentally occupied in meaningful and therapeutic ways. We are engaged in several income generation activities that enable participants to earn while providing meaningful activity and job training. Currently, this includes a recycling program, a commercial laundry, and making wreaths for sale. We also sponsor fun activities such as a Christmas party, karaoke afternoons, bingo, and other games and discussions on current affairs.
My name is Joyce Ellis. I am the administrator. We keep a register of all participants with as much information on each as possible. We currently have over 400 participants registered to the center. On an average, we serve 45 on a daily basis. We have a dedicated staff, Miss Sandra Mariano, Assistant Administrator, Miss Ines Flowers, Attendant, Mr. Noel Garcia, Attendant, and Miss Riva Ellis, the cook. Participants receive a stipend for cleaning and maintenance work they do. We welcome volunteers to come and help. The Welcome Resource Center is run by a board representing various stakeholders, such as the Ministry of Health, Human Services, the Salvation Army, Belize City Council, Mental Health Association, and the National Council on Aging.
I'm Kathy Esquivel, Secretary of the Mental Health Association and Chairperson of the Welcome Resource Center Board. We're very grateful for the support we receive from government and the Belize City Council, and also to the many businesses and individuals who pledge annual financial and in-kind donations and come to help us as volunteers. However, keeping our doors open and expanding the services we provide is a constant battle. We recognize that an evening snack would encourage participants to take part in more activities and that services are needed over weekends and holidays. Completing the second floor of the building will allow us to realize our vision, to expand the scope of our income generation projects, to better serve our participants, and to provide revenue for the center.
I am Wayne Usher, Vice Chairperson, an employee of the Belize City Council and a member of CEMO. That is the Belize City Emergency Management Organization. A second story would also function as a hurricane shelter that could cater especially to the special needs of the homeless and mentally ill population in times of emergency.
The Welcome Center provides an invaluable support to our community mental health persons by providing social support to complement the medical services offered by the Psychiatric Clinic of the Ministry of Health. Our participants often lack family and community support. The social interaction at the center, as well as the amenities and clothing they receive, help them to manage their condition and remain able to function in their communities.
Our participants are among the most neglected and underserved members of our population. We need $250,000 to build the second story and equip it for income generation activities, and an additional $5,000 US per month to expand our services.
I'm on Delia Flowers, and I come to this place here to relax my mind, and in here I find nice people, nice friends, and then these people then tend to be good.
I'm Regan Gomez, came to the center every day. We take a bath, we get a plate of food, we sit down, we watch television. You know, the center is doing a lot for us. Even the people on the street came here every day, and we thank whoever built a center for us. We thank them for building centers for us. So every day we get a plate of meal for in the afternoon, you know, and enjoy a clean clothes, clean bath, and everything. And we thank everybody for even the people who work in the place, the cook, the servants, and everything. We thank them for everything they has done for us for every day.
Please consider sending a donation either towards this project or pledge towards general expenses.
All right.
That was a short documentary piece highlighting the work that you guys do at the Welcome Center. Now, during that interim, we were discussing other aspects of financial assistance for the work that you guys do at the Resource Center. Can you talk to us a bit about that?
Well, we're going to put this video, it's already on our Facebook page. There's a link, and we're going to use a crowdfunding site. We're just getting the legal part organized, and we're going to send out links to every Belizean all over the world that we can think of. And we're asking people to also send the link to their family members. So for as little as a couple of dollars to a much bigger donation, we're hoping to raise some funds that way, but also awareness.
Any final comments from you guys?
I must say, look for our video on our page, donate. I mean, it could be starting from $5 all the way up, every little counts. And I must also say that we're looking forward to hear from you, to see how you can assist us in any which way possible.
And we also want to thank all the people who already assisted. Thank you.
All right.
So we go to another commercial break, and when we return, it's going to be to talk to Anne Gordon on the National Climate Change Center. We're going to be discussing climate change and its impact, and as Dwayne mentioned, resilience to climate change after this break.
We'll be right back.